Coming up next on TV2 News, we take you to State College, Pennsylvania to show you how Penn State students are raising money for kids with cancer. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Blasco. Within the walls of this building behind me, thousands of Penn State students from across the Commonwealth, including the Lehigh Valley, are working to raise money for kids with cancer in an event called THON.
Well, THON is a 46-hour no-sitting, no-sleeping dance marathon where over 700 dancers actually participate in that. But it's more than that. We fundraise all year long, and we're raising money for pediatric cancer research in the Children's Hospital at the Penn State Hershey Medical Center. The money goes towards a lot of different things. We're really getting into research now with the Four Diamonds Fund, which is the beneficiary of our money. It also goes to benefit the families whose children are going through pediatric cancer treatments. It'll cover anything that insurance doesn't cover. It'll also help with gas vouchers to get to and from treatments. If they're in active treatment, we can put them up in hotels in the Hershey area to just kind of defray any type of cost that they incur during that treatment process.
Over the past 32 years, THON has raised more than $60 million for the Four Diamonds Fund, leaving a big impression on the lives of over 2,000 families facing pediatric cancer. Breaking new records each year, the amount of money raised keeps growing.
Last year we raised $7.49 million, and that's really a testament to how motivated these students are, because we like to say THON raises so much money not based on one $1 million donor, but $1 million $1 donors. So all of our volunteers are out on 4 predetermined canning weekends. So you might see Penn State students standing at the street corner, shaking signs and shaking cans, hoping that passing cars will give them their spare change, maybe $1 if we're lucky. So we have those 4 weekends throughout the year. We have a THON envelope system where we ask all of our volunteers to send 20 fundraising envelopes to family and friends. So it's really just a one-by-one basis, hitting up any way we can, and we have alternative fundraisers. There's really, like I said, no one big donor that helps us reach such a lofty number.
Despite the current state of the economy, THON's totals continue to rise, proving that the public's generosity is not lacking when it comes to finding a cure for cancer.
Well, it's really hard to speak on how the economy plays into people's donations, but we have consistently increased our total from year to year. So I think maybe as our message gets out there and they come to see THON as a more legitimate organization, even though we've been around for 38 years now, generosity has continued to increase, and I think as the years progress, the disease touches more and more people, so maybe they find it closer to their heart to help us find a cure.
THON demonstrates how college students are helping to make a huge impact on the world, and that sometimes the most profound learning experience doesn't take place in the classroom.
We have a campus of over 40,000 students, but we have 15,000 students directly involved with THON. So it shows that students are here for a lot more than just the academic and social aspect of college. They're here to make a difference. They want to help these children. They want to help these families, and one day cure this disease.
Like football and tailgating, THON has become a part of what Penn State stands for.
I think it's something that has become part of Penn State tradition. You come in as a freshman and you're hit with so many different clubs and organizations and things that you can join. And a lot of kids come in knowing about THON from older siblings or cousins, what have you. Some do not. But they join the organization, they might go through their first year, going through the motions, you might say. But you come to THON weekend and it hits you. I mean, once you're here for one weekend, you're going to be involved. It's just such an emotional weekend. You get to bond with the families. You get to see how emotional it is for them and how much we do help them. So it's really just the interaction with the families and everything really motivates our students to keep going.
Staying awake, not to mention standing up for 46 hours, can be very tiring. So to keep the dancers pumped up, numerous performers and musicians take the stage throughout THON weekend.
We have entertainment all throughout the weekend. We have different bands from the local and across the state come in and entertain the dancers. There are random events that certain committees have been working on throughout the year that they'll put on for the dancers to get involved in. There's something called the line dance that they do every hour. It gives the dancers an opportunity to stretch, loosen up their muscles, and really brings the whole BJC into one feeling. A lot of games, like I said, bands, there's always things to do on the floor.
In addition to participating in countless games and activities, dancers have the opportunity to get to know the kids they are helping. But this playtime isn't just for the dancers. It's the experience of a lifetime for the children as well.
THON weekend is very important for the kids on an emotional aspect. They can come here and it's an escape for them. They can come here and let the kids be kids. Run around, have squirt gun fights with dancers, play games with the dancers, let them really forget about everything serious that's going on in their life. But it stretches beyond that. A lot of our organizations are paired with families throughout the year, and those families and those children and the organizations really form a tight bond. And I know organizations go on visits to the families throughout the year, and so it's a support system and an emotional support system more than just a weekend. It spans the whole year.
Making a difference in the lives of these children is a big part of why the students from Penn State Lehigh Valley got involved.
I decided to become a part of THON last year. I was a member, but I wasn't as active as I was this year. And after being at THON, I understood it more and wanted to be a part of it. I went to all the events and gathered as much information I could about THON, and that's what made me fall in love with it.
I decided to get involved in THON because it's a really great cause. Not only does it help the kids, but it helps the families as well. And it's not just we're not just raising money that's going to go to a laboratory somewhere. It's actually going directly to the kids to help them with treatments.
I decided to get involved in THON because I believed in the mission of THON. I know that one day we will find a cure for cancer and that the children wouldn't have to suffer anymore. But until then, we just stand for a cure, and we do everything that we can to help the families in any way possible. And if I have to stand for 46 hours to do so, then I will gladly do it.
Becoming a dancer is a very competitive process that requires a lot of hard work and dedication. For that reason, being named a dancer is a huge privilege.
It's a great honor. I was truly blessed by accomplishing being a dancer for Lehigh Valley, because there's a lot of people running up.
I am so proud that I'm able to represent such a small campus. We are small, but we're really mighty, and I'm just proud to be on the floor with Khalif, Steph, and Wyatt, just making our campus and making the kids proud.
Well, some of the requirements was that we had to raise a specific amount of money, can a certain amount of hours, attend every meeting. I did it because I wanted this so bad that I would give an arm and a leg to do it, and I would do it all again just to be here. It's a great cause. I mean, people say that college students don't have a heart and all they care about themselves. Well, 15,000 students prove them wrong every weekend in February, and that's something that I'm extremely proud to be a part of.
The Bryce Jordan Center is alive with pride and excitement as Penn Staters wait to hear this year's total revealed. We'll be back with that and much more after this.